Harley, welcome to In My Show. So I guess since you are in the military, did that inspire you to get involved in MMA? Are the two related at all?
Not quite. One wasn't an inspiration for the other exactly. The bug that bit me in regards to martial arts was when I began wrestling in high school. I did that for my junior and senior year. It was a lot of fun. I wish I could have started sooner, but it just wasn't in the cards. And then after graduating, I didn't do much in regards to martial arts for several years after. And then on my first deployment, I had found a group of guys who were training jiu-jitsu. It's like a grappling art, similar to wrestling. So I was like, oh, this is cool. You know, I could get into it. So I'd go over there and roll around with them, and they would teach me a few things, but I didn't really train consistently after that. And then after getting back home from my first deployment, I didn't do much in regards to martial arts. On my second deployment, I found another group of guys who were also training consistently, and that was in May of 2021, and while I was deployed and after I had come back home from my second deployment, I stuck with it.
Okay, and you've been at Mid-City MMA practicing?
So upon returning from my second deployment, I was living in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
So upon coming home, I began training at JM Modern Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
And I was there for about 6-ish months, and then I moved back down to New Orleans, and then I think it was around October 2022 I began training over at Mid-City MMA.
Okay, so I had to YouTube what it looked like, because I know people that have gone and seen fights, but I've never gone myself, just because it looks a little bit scary. And so I should have done a reaction video when I was watching it, because I was actually laughing. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea it was that intense. But I was doing some research, and the Gracie family from Brazil, they obviously, I don't want to say started it, but when people think of MMA, they think of them, or maybe when they think of jiu-jitsu, they think of them. And their story's really interesting. Okay, I don't know if you knew this, but Rickson Gracie, okay, so his dad and then the uncle, between the both of them, they had 30 kids. That's insane. And I guess because they wanted to be dominant in the field, but more or less. So what do you do to train when it comes to nutrition and dieting, and what does your routine look like?
I try to eat relatively clean, just normally, but when in camp, I like a lot of steak, berries, water. If I want to spice up, if you will, the water a bit, I'll add lemon juice to it. I'll try to get rice in there for carbohydrates and whatnot. I like getting the steak and wrapping it in tortillas.
Yeah.
And just adding hot sauce and whatever the heck else.
Okay. And so you compete with someone that's within your same weight class or close to it, close enough, right?
Yes, I compete in the flyweight division, which is 125 pounds, which you'd have to weigh in at. In Louisiana, amateurs have a 2-pound allowance, so the most you can weigh in is 127 pounds. Okay.
So what are the different classes that you can compete in? Is that how you would say it?
Yes.
Okay.
So they have flyweight, which is 125, bantamweight, 135. You got featherweight, 145, lightweight, 155, and I believe welter at 170, middleweight. I always get those two confused. But either way, one of them's 170, the other one's 185. And then you have light heavyweight at 205, and then heavyweight at 265 is the maximum. Okay.
And when you're competing, is it mostly in New Orleans, or do you travel? Or
I only have one amateur fight. But it was in New Orleans. My next one is going to be March 28th.
Oh, wow.
That's also going to be local. As I get more experience and as other opportunities come along, I'm willing to travel to other parts of the state, perhaps even the Gulf Coast, and just wherever it takes me.
Yeah. So from my understanding, I mean, it's obviously a physical contact sport, but it's also the mental, endurance. From what I understand, you have to intimidate your opponent, but with your mind. I don't know how to explain it. You have to have this outward appearance before you even fight, right?
I would say that your perception could play a role in, like, what your opponent sees, but that wasn't exactly at the forefront of my mind. Maybe it's true for other fighters. I actually never asked any other teammates about that. I think most of it, mental, is more so internal and not exactly what is being perceived in regards to intimidating. I feel like the whole experience is intimidating enough for both people. No matter how calm I may have looked in my debut, or some other fighters may look, there's always, I'd imagine, a fear or some type of nervousness. Just a scary experience. You're half naked, locked in a cage with someone else, who's trying to steal your consciousness from you, and you're trying to do the same to them. And then you have a bunch of intoxicated people yelling at you, and a lot of noise, and trying to hear your coaches, and a lot of people fighting in front of their families and whatnot. So
yeah, so it's a very vulnerable experience. So are you wearing gloves?
So shorts, fight shorts, a cup, a mouthpiece, hand wraps, and 4-ounce MMA gloves. Yeah.
Okay. And you're always wearing the gloves, right? There's never a time that you're not wearing them? Okay.
For most martial arts promotions, yes. Now, there are some bare knuckle MMA promotions, but I don't intend on competing in that.
Okay. Okay, so the only person that's in the ring with you is the referee, right?
Me, my opponent, and the referee.
Okay. Have you ever had a bad experience with a referee? Did they ever call something that you didn't do, or?
In MMA, no.
When you were walking up, going into the ring, what were you thinking? Were you just so locked in? What was going through your mind?
Really, throughout the entire fight camp, from the time, I was told that I was gonna make my debut, all the way up until the door closed behind me, I didn't feel any nervousness or jitters, if you will. I didn't feel worried about much. I had a lot of confidence in my team and coaches getting me ready for this moment. And that's really how I felt. I felt ready.
Yeah.
When it came down to fight night. But the one thing that did shake me, if you will, or really was such a strong thought that it was at the forefront of my mind. The door closed behind us and we go to touch gloves. And we're looking at across the cage from each other. I'm like, man, what did I do in my life to just end up here? Now, it's what I wanted to do. I always thought it was cool, but I'm like, man, what choices does one have to make to start from wherever they have to end up locked in a cage with another human being their same size and trying to beat the hell out of each other?
Yeah. Okay.
But that only lasted for a little bit, and then he started swinging at me, so I had to think about other things. So.
Okay. Wait, can you explain that? The process of how does the gym pick who is going to fight?
So every gym is different. Typically, how it's done over at Mid-City and Libros, you'd have to be training, striking for a while. You would talk to the coaches and see what it is that they want out of you in regards to what kind of competitions you do. A lot of the times, they want you to be at least a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu before you can compete in the MMA scene. They want you to attend and compete in smokers like I did yesterday. And, they really cook their fighters over there. I think the intent is they want you to be able to adequately defend yourself, not get hurt, but also that you will definitely have a path to victory, no matter who they match you up against.
Wow. Okay. And you have your purple belt, right?
Correct.
Okay. So how long did it take you to get your purple belt? Is there a time frame generally for each belt? Or is it based upon how much you train?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I believe there may be no minimum requirement from white to blue. I think the requirement from blue to purple is 2 years. And I believe from purple to brown, the minimum is a year. And then from brown to black, I think is another year minimum. Okay. Which means if you're, of course it's going to depend on who is promoting you.
Yeah.
But if you're say competing a lot as for instance, a purple belt, competing a lot in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments, you're winning a lot and you're training often, you're staying healthy, so you're able to train a lot and compete a lot. Some coaches may promote you as soon as possible, at that year minimum. So it really just depends. But they also have people who are purple belts that may be hobbyists, or they may get injured, so they're off for 8 months, or what have you.
And how many times are you at Mid-City a week? How many? times do you train?
What my typical training week looks like, I'll attend the afternoon MMA practice at 1:30 on Mondays. This is when I'm not in camp, by the way. So 1:30 on Mondays, I'll come home, shower, hang out a bit, and then I'll go to jiu-jitsu in the evenings. Tuesdays, I'll go to 2 classes back-to-back, MMA 101 followed by no-gi Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Wednesdays, I'll typically just train Jiu-Jitsu in the evenings. Thursday will also be the same as Tuesday's schedule, MMA 101 followed by Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Friday evenings, I'll go spar. And then Saturdays at noon will either be no-gi Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition training or MMA sparring.
Okay. Is that 6 days a week? Sorry, I lost. Or that's like...
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So your off day is Sunday for jiu-jitsu. Wow. Okay.
But it's still, like, I go to gym every day. I'll do something.
Okay, that's awesome. So when you're training, you sparring with like the same person like every day, or do they change it up?
So it really just depends on one who shows up on the sparring days, because everyone's schedule is different. But generally you have the same people that you'd like to go with, that would make sense for one to go with. Like, I probably shouldn't be getting a lot of rounds with a heavyweight because that could only help either of us so much, considering there's such a size difference.
Yeah.
Like, how applicable would that be in a fight or competition scenario? I typically try to spar with people around the same size, same height, make it fair and reasonable, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And what are some of your favorite moves, if you have any?
I'm more of a grappling specialist,
okay,
for sure. I really enjoy the crucifix position and many transitions from there. I like breaking people's arms from there, or threatening to break people's arms.
I was going to say, do you really break their arms?
No, I never hurt anybody.
Okay.
I enjoy choking people from there. Recently, I've really been drawn to a position called truck and putting folks in what is called a twister. So it's a spine lock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Not for the other person.
Right.
But the reason that is because folks have been so good at defending, getting what is called hooks in whenever you have their back.
Okay.
So to get both in is ideal, but people, like, once you get one in, they'll defend heavy on the other side. So, sometimes you might fall off or you feel like you're stuck there. With the truck position, you only need one hook. So I decided to just start playing from there so that I could still eventually get to the back. So I feel like the truck position is kind of just a hub, but sometimes I'll end up getting submissions from there. Yeah, so I'll get them in truck and then I'll start to play around there. Typically they don't want to get twisted because they may know that it's coming, or they know what a twister feels like. So whenever they defend that heavy, I'll shift their hips down and move upwards on their back and then get the other hook in, and now I'm where I originally wanted to be.
Okay. I feel like there's a lot of different positions. How do you master each one? Like, is it just muscle memory?
You get better at each particular move, position, submission, what have you, just by doing it. And in the training room, that's going to require, like, failing and losing until you don't. Because, yes, you can go and train and roll around with anyone, and you can do the things that you're good at, and you could, win, if you will, every time, but, like, you're only sharpening that one skill. You're not going to get better at another skill by not doing it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Since you train, like, MMA 6 days a week, would you consider it more than a hobby or a way of life?
Going into it, I did not have the intention on making a, like, super lucrative career out of it. I do have a career, the Army. I'd say I'm definitely more than a hobbyist. I've based nearly everything, like, outside of martial arts in my life around training and competing, to include, like, work opportunities I've turned down, promotions, whatnot, so that I can stay in New Orleans and train with Mid-City and Libros.
Wow.
So yeah, I'd say it's probably more of a lifestyle, even though I don't intend on making like a super lucrative career out of it. I've learned that, like, especially becoming like an adult, happiness is key, and that's what makes me happy.
Yeah.
It acts as a form of exercise, therapy, the friendships and bonds that you make with your teammates are just, I don't know, amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, like, you're all experiencing something that no one else is experiencing. You know, it's like your own little world.
Absolutely. You also get to know someone beyond, like, that human aspect, if that makes sense. You get to know them as a martial artist. Which it doesn't have a gender or race or anything. It's almost like a soul-ish. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Because you're communicating with one another whenever you're sparring, rolling, what have you, but you're not using words exactly. You're speaking sometimes the same language in a different dialect. And what I mean by that is, like, if, say, I'm rolling around with someone and I'm a strong jiu-jitsu player, I could feel by how they move that, oh, this person may have had wrestling experience, or this person may have had judo experience, and things of that nature.
Yeah. Is your goal to get a black belt, or it's just to keep training? I
mean, yeah, a black belt would be nice. I tend to not even think about the belt system too much.
Okay.
I'll acknowledge what I am, but after training a few years, and it's really only been like 2.5-ish years that I've been thinking this way, it doesn't exactly matter what belt you are. I feel like it's an indicator for other people and for your coach to track progression. I try to tell some of the younger folks in regards to grappling experience, I'm like, don't even worry about the belt. Like, show up, do the right thing, like, work your moves, and just worry about getting better. Don't worry about getting promoted, because there's a difference. Really, this is my mentality, at least. It's not my job to worry about, like, what belt I am. It makes no difference. It's the coach's job, the professor's job to do that. And it doesn't change anything. It may change where I stand in line before class, because they'll line them up by belts. It also changes the uniform, if you will, that I wear. So I see it as, the coach is saying, like, hey, I want you to wear this color belt now. Okay, put it on. Shouldn't change anything. You should always want to get better.
Yeah. Okay, wait, walk us through a class experience, because you said they line everyone up by belt.
So traditionally in gi jiu-jitsu, which is like the kimono, like pajama thing. So you'll have the white belts in the back, blue belts before them, purple belts, brown, and then the black belts.
Okay. And the black belts, that's typically only the coach, right? Or the...
sometimes you'll have other black belts attend the class.
Okay. Okay, well, your name, Heartbreak Harley, what is the story behind that? It's a good name, I mean.
So as a kid growing up, I was a big fan of the Heartbreak kid, Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
He's a WWE superstar. I've always liked the design of his pants with, like, the broken hearts all over it and all that, just like the persona like he had. It was just always real neat. So yeah, when I was thinking of, like, all right, I need a nickname, alliteration usually does well. I kind of just, like, drew inspiration from the Heartbreak kid Shawn Michaels from the WWE, and just alliteration there. I was just like, Heartbreak Harley, like that has a nice ring to it.
Yeah.
Some people were making fun of me at first, some teammates, but once they realized how everything pieced together to include my walkout music and all that, like, it went well.
Oh, there's walkout music to, like, get the audience, like, hyped up for you?
Yes.
So, oh my
gosh! My walkout song was Heartbreaker by Pat Benatar.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any role model in the MMA world, any fighter that you look up to, or jiu-jitsu world?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can take from a lot of these guys. I don't know. They come from all different backgrounds and different life stories to lead them to get to where they are. There's plenty I like. There's ones that I interact with regularly. And there's some that I've just seen on TV. I'm always going to be supporters of the local or hometown guys who ended up doing really well. Dustin Poirier, Daniel Cormier. Really the ones I look up to, and I'd have to say like my favorite fighters in the world are the people that I train with every day.
Wow.
Because I know them.
That's really inspiring.
Tom Lee, one of my coaches, every single time I slap and bump and roll around with him, every single time he's teaching, I try to, it's easy to do. I mean, I really can just pick like, what do I need to like take from this and just start applying next. It's a wealth of knowledge. Other coach, Sean Gayton, he is, I don't know, I can't put into words how amazing what he's built is. The culture over there over at Mid-City and Libros, it's hard to replicate. I think people on the team recognize that.
What has MMA taught you about yourself that you didn't expect?
Martial arts as a whole, I feel like it really established to me like what I am really capable of. Of course, it built a lot of confidence, which I struggled with like growing up as a kid. I was a fat kid, just weird and awkward. I'm still weird and awkward. Yeah, I don't know. And martial arts is also like the first thing that I was actually like passionate about and like somewhat like decent at. I was just like, all right, I could stick with this. Everything else I've tried, I mean, I don't know. Football, it was fun, but I never really like, I don't know, I had a passion for it like I do with martial arts. Nor was I ever that good. Nor was I ever like that large of a person. So, I mean, which also plays a factor in regards to like martial arts. You're competing against somebody your same size. So that helps out a bit. But yeah, if it taught me anything about myself, that one can be confident and self-aware of their capabilities.
Is there any advice that one of your coaches or like mentors gave you in regards to your fighting, I guess, or like any feedback that stuck with you? I
want to say the quote was, if you understand the why and the when, the what doesn't matter. So if you understand why you're doing a move and when to do it, what you throw or do may not matter as much.
Oh, that's interesting. That's really good. Wow. I really like that.
I believe it was Tom Lee who said that to one of our fighters. And I may have been in the room when it happened. But yeah, I remember hearing that and I was just like, oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, you could apply it to like anything in your life, honestly. Are there any rules in MMA that you disagree with? Yes, kind of. Okay. In regards to perhaps how many warnings people may get for, I don't know, perhaps unintentional like eye pokes or illegal shots to the groin area. Though it may be unintentional, it's still going to affect, the person receiving those, illegal shots. So they'll typically like, stop the fight. The person has, a recovery period, making sure, that they're good to continue. They could, gather themselves for a bit and then choose to continue to fight. Usually a point is only deducted from the person committing the foul after multiple, illegal blows or fouls are committed. Some would argue that perhaps intentional or not, that a point should be deducted for that round because it is going to affect, how the person that the foul was committed on is going to perform. And I also think that it would require fighters to be a bit more disciplined and better at, maybe not accidentally poking folks in the eyes or be a little bit more precise with their inside leg kicks to avoid that groin area. I mean, it's going to happen, but it could probably be cleaned up a bit, if you will. Yeah. In that regard. I think MMA is interesting, watching people do it. But, like, I feel like I would never want to do it because I don't want them to hurt my face. I think I would rather a broken arm than someone like hurt my face. Also, I think I'd accidentally bite them. So like, I just like don't know. I feel like I would like forget like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. I don't know. It's a bit feral. Well, like not intentionally, but like, I don't know. Cause if they're like hurting me, I might like bite them, I don't know. Is the goal? I'll never pick a fight with you. No, but like it would be like I wouldn't bite you. So is the goal to just make sure that they stay down, or is the goal like to make sure they're unconscious? So there's several paths to victory. You can either outscore them, show that you're a better striker and or grappler, and also like being the aggressor, and just you may not have to or may not be able to what we call finish your opponent. which means to either get them to submit to you or knock them out or damage them so badly that perhaps a cut just won't stop bleeding. It's perhaps impeding their vision or something in that regard to where a doctor would come in and be like, hey, you're losing too much blood. We're going to stop it. Yeah.
Okay. So like there's a lot of physical consequences that comes with it. Mm-hmm. So, you know, like a broken bone or like whatever it may be, like that doesn't scare you. Like you're still going to continue training even though there are those physical like consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Training smart is very important. Knowing, so some folks would say, you know, give your 100% every day. Not that I've heard that at our gym, but I feel like giving your 100% every day does not mean going 100% every day. For instance, if I'm in a fight camp that is several weeks long, if I go 100% every single day on day 2 or 3, I might actually hurt myself. So you should probably go how much you need to be able to give 100% for the entire 6, 8, 12, however long your camp is that entire time. So that may require 75% on most days and maybe 85 on, a couple days out the week. Going 100% every day also, or for that length of time also means not doing anything some days so that you can give the amount of effort you need for the rest of the week.
Okay, wait, you said you've done one match, right?
Yes, I've had one fight.
Okay, who came to that? Friends, family?
Oh man, people I went to high school with, friends, family, co-workers, army buddies.
Wow.
Had a bunch of teammates show up.
That's really nice.
Yeah,
okay, so you have a big
nearly 50 people.
Oh, I don't even think I know 50 people. That's awesome. Wow. What advice would you give to someone who's curious about MMA? Like if they want to start training and they're not sure.
I think it's worth trying out, whether you compete or not. It's fun. You don't have to do it in a way that could get you hurt, but I feel like any martial art is good for anyone who's willing to try, to learn, to give it a shot. I don't think it'll hurt, giving it an attempt. Yeah, I mean, try it out. Whether or not you want to make a lucrative career out of it, be a champion one day, or if you're just looking for something else to do that could act as a form of exercise and just, I don't know, an extracurricular.
Yeah.